as you can imagine. And kind of like the lady that was saying before, I would wake up, I'd go to work, I would nap, I would work, I would come home, I would nap, I would have my tea, and I'd go to bed. So any like given opportunity, I would sleep, and for me that was just normal. So my B12 deficiency got that bad. I was actually on injections every other day. So like some people only need injections every 12 weeks, every 6 weeks. Mine was that severe, it was every other day. It's really closely linked to anemia, iron deficiency, all these things. So I was just basically knackered. Met up with Rick, and he just in passing, like didn't even, it wasn't like it was a sales pitch. He just mentioned that the product was the complete shakes, so not the capsules, but the complete shakes, a really good source of B12. So obviously, like my ears pricked up straight away. I thought, okay, well that's what I'm lacking, so that's good. And that the products were bioavailable. So 98% of Juice Plus products goes into your bloodstream, which is what bioavailable means. So if it's going into my bloodstream, that's what the injections were for. So put two and two together and thought, well, it's not going to do me any harm. I'm going to get on this product and get on as much of this product as I can and hope for the best. So probably within 6 weeks, like this isn't a miracle product where you take it and then overnight you wake up, like jump out of a bed, like a brand new person. We're not making any ridiculous claims like that, but I'd been on the product about 6 weeks, taking it every day, taking my capsules, and little things like I was getting up before my alarm, which for me was massive. Like I didn't know there was 2 7 o'clocks in a day. Like I would only ever see one of them. I was going to bed because it was late, not because I was tired. And the biggest thing, I actually started working out. So now I started like introducing cardio and things like that, just going to the gym. And now 3 years on the product, I actually train CrossFit 4 times a week. And then on the days I'm not doing CrossFit, I go to the gym. So I'll literally work out every single day. CrossFit, for you guys that don't know, is like quite a lot of really, really heavy lifting, which I wouldn't have been able to do 3 years ago. Absolutely not at all. So yeah, the product, I think someone said it before, like it's so cheesy, but it has completely changed my life, like absolutely massively. And I think these people that could, just say just eat more fruit and veg. I can eat fruit and veg until I turn into a vegetable, and it won't do what I need it to do to get into my body, to get into my bloodstream, and that's where the product comes in. And yeah, touch wood, not needed an injection since. But been back to the doctors, had my blood tests, B12 levels are fine, iron levels are fine, everything's spot on. So for me, that's why I've done so well in the business, is because my belief in the product is unshakable. Like there is nothing that anyone can say that will change my mind on this product. It's absolutely amazing. So I'm assuming that Dan, you want me to go into my business story?
Yeah, please.
Yes. So obviously love the product, and saw Rick like would go out on a weekend and he'd be buying rounds, and I was thinking, where's he got this extra money from? Because he usually doesn't buy rounds in, so something's going down. And basically he started earning like an extra, I think it was like £500 a month. He was probably at SSC level when I joined. So I joined basically because my background, I was a financial advisor at a bank. So this was in the recession as well, where no one was meant to have any money. So people would come in. I remember this one guy, he came in, sat in my office, and he had £150,000. And he was like, well, what can you invest this in to make it more money for me, like the interest rate, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, whilst my wage stayed the same. So I'm giving advice to people on how to make more money whilst my wage is not growing. Like, I was like, that just doesn't make sense to me at all. And I think as well, it was a good thing that I was in the bank at that time, because that showed me that it doesn't matter whether the news or the government or whoever it is, if they're telling you there's no jobs available, there's no money, we're in a recession, it's actually irrelevant, because there's always ways to make money. And not a lot of people like talking about money, but guess what? It's what pay the bills. Money's not a dirty word. We need it to live. We need it to get by. So obviously the more you've got, the easier option, you've got more options. So I was in the bank, joined the Juice Plus business, and I was like, yes, I'm going to smash it. I'm going to do so well at this. And then 6 weeks went by and I didn't have any orders. And Rick was ringing me and he's like, how's it going, Christine? I was like, well, Rick, I know you can see my office, and I know that it's not going that well. So thanks for reminding me of that. but I just, the key thing is that I stayed consistent. I never really shared a lot of before and after pictures, mainly because I dread the question of how much weight have you lost on the product? And then I'm like, oh, well, actually. So I come at it from a very different point of view, more of a health and fitness point of view. So I think that's why it took a little bit longer for people to take notice. Anyway, managed to obviously get my first promotion, went senior direct distributor. My first commission paycheck was £179.50p. And I remember it so specifically because I went and blew it all. And I was so skinned. Like, it's easy for us, like NMDs, PMDs, people who have left the jobs to do the business full time. You're kind of in this like little bubble where maybe people look at you, maybe you're doing it now thinking, oh, it's okay for you, but you know, I've struggled this month, or it's all right for you now. I was you, okay? I drove halfway to work. Maybe you're not even in this much of a situation that I was in. I drove halfway to work and walked the rest of the way because I didn't have enough money to put petrol in my car. Not because I was like on a bad wage, just because I was like weekend millionaire. We've all done it, haven't we? Like the first 3 weekends of the month, you're like, yeah, I'll come out, yeah, I'll buy the rounds in. And then the fourth week of the month, you're like, I'm not going to pick up my phone because I know people are going to want to go out and I can't do that. Another time I was in Asda car park, I had £3 in my bank and I had no petrol. So I had to get my mum to transfer me £7 so I could put a tenner petrol in my car. So believe me, I have been in your shoes. If that's where you are now, things can change. Like, that is what I'm here to tell you. Like, you can make such a crazy difference to your life. So joined the business, got my first paycheck, started going through the promotions, and there was a conference in Nice in October 2013. I don't know if any of you guys were at that conference. I know Alex was, and Romy as well, I think. And I booked the time off and I was ready to go, and I thought, this is the thing that's really going to, you know, make a huge difference to my business. And I'd had the time booked off for a couple of weeks, and again, like, I don't know if this has happened to you guys before, but it got closer and closer to the time, and my manager was like, actually, somebody's sick, so you can't have the time off and you can't go. So I'm not recommending this. I wouldn't say to do this, but I quit my job. So I was like, okay, if I can't have the time off to go to the conference, here's my notice. Like, something was just telling me, I'm a big believer in trusting your gut. And I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to quit my job and just hope for the best. The single best decision I have ever made in my life. So I went as a senior sales coordinator and I had a promotion every single month after that conference until I went PMD. So I went PMD, I think I was 23 at the time, 22 maybe, and I went PMD in 10 months. So from that, like, I've never been to college, I've never been to university, but I've always been a hard worker. If you've always been a hardworking person, like, then the business will just happen for you. It will just work. So that was 3.5 years ago. And since then, I've been Juice Plus full time. I've been able to do things like pay to help retire my mum, help my brother out, family, friends. So it might not even be like, you might not need money, but what about your family, your friends? Like, who can you help? I'll just finish with this on my little story. So my best friend, who I used to live with, she's like a sister. She moved to Asia for like 4 years. Came back and we sat in Starbucks and had like 3 coffees. So what's that, like 50 quid in Starbucks or something ridiculous? So we'd been in Starbucks like 8 hours, just like girls who do, don't we? Just for 8 hours. And I thought it was a Monday. And I hadn't really spent that much, but I thought, you know what, the business has given me time to spend with like my nan, who I absolutely love, obviously Katie, my best friend, like that. You can't put a price on that. So you might not actually need money, but everybody needs more time with your family, your friends, whoever it is, time away from your kids maybe, I don't know. But that is the power of this business. And then now, obviously, the best thing for me is that you can't get to PMD without your team succeeding. So you can't be at a leadership level without bringing your team through. So the best thing for me now is I've got, I don't even know how many people in the team, Juice Plus full time, quitting their jobs, buying houses, spending time with their family. Like, that's the power that you have. So yeah, for me, absolutely the best decision. If you're in the business, like, congrats on making that an amazing decision. If you're not and you're thinking about it, just do it. You don't know what impact it could have on your life. Yeah, that's my little business story.
Amazing. Christine. What's your biggest check?
Oh, 46,000.
In 1 month?
Yeah.
Incredible.
That's insane, isn't it? Even now.
What did you spend it on?
Yeah, what hell did you buy with it?
Do you know, I would love to say like a house or something. I just saved it. Is that really boring? That's really boring, isn't it? Oh, that's definitely from a banking point of view, isn't it? Yeah, I just say I'm a good saver. So I remember Alex saying once actually that like, well, if you've been in the business and you've not been in it that while, don't be going blowing it on new cars and new things. Like, just to invest. And that's. Oh, I did get a Range Rover, but apart from that, like, yeah.
Any questions?
Have you got any like top tips for someone that's new starting out?
I wrote some down. I did my homework. So one of the biggest questions that I get is like, what if it won't work for me? And I asked it when I first started, like, what if it won't work for me? So all I would say is this: how much, if you don't take this opportunity, is it going to cost you? Okay, so what if it doesn't work for you, but what if it does? What if it actually does work for you? So I worked out if I hadn't have signed up to the business, I would be over £300,000 less off. And that is what it would have cost me. So how much could it potentially cost you if you're like this about joining? I remember one of my friends gave me a bit of stick. He was like, if you're going to join, don't talk to me. And I was like, okay. And I'm so glad that I didn't listen, because that one person, I luckily only had one bit of negativity, but that one person that you listen to, how they could cost you a fortune, and you would never forgive that person. You would never forgive them if you'd have known the opportunity. So if you're thinking like, what if it doesn't work for me? All I would say is, what if it does? Next little tip, I've got like 3 little tips for you. The next little tip is, for something to live, you need to give it love. And that's really, really cheesy, but it's like the biggest thing that I believe in. So if you've got like a little flower, like your business is this little flower, if you're not enjoying it, it's going to go slow for you. You need to absolutely love hard on this business. So obviously for you guys, you're already at an event, so like, well done. Go to events, speak to people. I absolutely love the product. I love my brand, and I believe that's why that's done so well, is because I love it. So don't be so hard on yourself if you've just started the business, or if you're thinking about joining and you're not 100%. Just have fun and love it, and I guarantee if you love on it, then it'll grow into this big crazy monster that you can't even control. But to give it life, you have to love on it. And then the last one is, for you guys that are in the business and maybe wanted to go to the next position or get on a bit further, we was talking about this at the event I had at the weekend, is like, you've really got to figure out who you are. So I kind of mentioned it before, but like, if I'd have gone like after, I don't know, a load of customers wanting weight loss, they would not have been able to relate to me at all, because I've not lost any weight on the product. Like, for example, Cassie, who I absolutely love to bits, she's such an amazing girl. Me and Cassie's audience, or people who we're going to attract, are completely different, because she's had such an amazing weight loss story. So for you to succeed in the business, like, who are you? You know, they did a little exercise at weekend, and it was like, just text your best friend and make sure they are someone that likes you. Just text your best friend and just say, you know, please could you sum me up in, like, I don't know, colours, like, where would you find me? What do you think of when you think of me? And your customer is you. I guarantee you, if you're like, I don't know, a busy mom who's like struggling with the kids, needs more energy, that's who you're going to attract. If you're, you know, one of like Cassie, you've had an amazing weight loss, you know, you've struggled losing weight, that you've lost all this weight, that's who you're going to attract. So to be successful in the business, you really need to figure out who you are. And that can be quite a tough thing, but personal development, work on it. And once you've cracked that, you'll crack the business. And that's it. Those are my 3 little tips for you.
Thank you so much.
Okay. I want to stay for the event. I don't want to. I want to watch.
I'll turn you around so you can watch Alex.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. See you later, Christine. Bye.
Bye.
Well done. That's all I do. You know, it seems to do pretty good. But the funny thing is, I can remember working with, beginning again with Christine and having, when she was first starting. I mean, what a powerful woman. You just heard her, you know what I mean? Can you imagine putting her in front of 5 of your people on a Monday? They just go, what is going on? You know what I mean? Because these people, and don't forget, she was sat where you were sat. She was looking at it for the first time and didn't understand it. But the big thing she brought in, and quite a few people have mentioned this, it's not how much you know, it's how much you care. Seriously, it's, you know, I don't know everything about the product. All I do know is, you know, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. I've got a bit of curly kale, a bit this and a bit of that. That's how I see it, a rainbow effect going in your body. That's all you need to know. The rest is on the internet. The rest is on links. You can go and you can get onto one of the links from Christine if you want to hear her again. These things are right out there for you right now, and these are all what you call tools. Yeah. I mean, Christine is one of my PMDs. I think I've got 220 PMDs, 5 millionaires, you know, of which 4 of them are women.
Hello.
And that's interesting, isn't it? Four of them are women. The other one's John Holowati. You know, and we don't know who we know, and we don't know who they know. Does that make sense? Yeah. To give you an example, if you would have introduced me, yeah, into the business 26 years ago, and my mentor was absolutely fantastic. He's still there now. He's earned 180 million quid. He lives in Ibiza, bringing the kids up now. He's totally, I think he's 50 years old and he's totally retired. He just dabbles in a lot. Yeah, but the interesting thing is, he believed in me, and who was it who said that somebody believed in them? Yeah, you know, somebody. Yeah, well, maybe it was you, but somebody said that, you know, yeah, somebody believed in me, and when somebody believes in you, you know, it sort of brings your self-confidence up. Because don't forget, I was always an hairdresser. I was nothing more. You know, if you would have said to me, "Oh, right, dyslexic," I couldn't have spelled it for you. But I was it. And that was my thing, that the baggage I was bringing to the table. Get it? The baggage I was bringing to the table was, oh, hold on a minute, I'm dyslexic. Oh, hold on a minute, I've got dreadlocks. Oh, hold on a minute, I've got torn jeans. Oh, hold on a minute. It was always, hold on a minute. And that's what we do in life. We hold on a minute. In this business, guess what? You've got enough people around you that will support you. Even not people that are having financial benefits. I mean, I work everywhere in the business, any success anywhere in the business, and people who I mentor now, I don't even get any money from it. They're just people who I dig. I like working with different people. I work with 3 or 4 fine people at one time now, because I've got the choice to do that. Yeah, I've got 26,000 people in my business worldwide. I mean, where did they come from? Not Walcott Street. That's where it's a cut hair. Literally down the road, opposite the Bell, was my hairdressing shop. Yeah, Yeah, I had 2 Asian shops in Bath, one on Walcott Street, one on Julian Road. And all we did was all the naughty boys, you know what I mean? We did all the crazies, but we worked so hard. I remember I used to have 4 people an hour going through my salon with me. So one would be coming in the door, the other one would be painting, the other one would be in shampoo, and the other I'd be cutting that one. And it went on like that until it dropped. There's another hairdresser on the front row, am I right or wrong?
Yeah.
And guess what? If you don't cut hair, you don't make money.
Yeah.
And that was my thing. Don't forget, I had kids. And I thought, is this my future? Whatever you're doing right now, is this my future? I'm capped. I go, don't get me wrong, we make good money some weeks, yeah? But guess what? We have that millionaire thing that she said at the weekend, and we go and bang it out, and that's it, we start again. So my future was an old barber. And I just thought, no, there's got to be something more, because I felt inside there's something more, even though I wasn't told by mentors that there was something inside. I felt there was something. Who feels that they should be getting more out of life? Just keep your hands up with you guys. Look around, please. Pretty much everybody in the room, bar one. I'm not going to point at you. Next cool man. But do you get my drift? We all want something different. And it's not all about the money, by the way. The money's a byproduct by helping other people. The money's a byproduct by helping other people. I've helped a handful of people who've now helped a handful of people who've helped a handful of people, and now it's in Australia. I've never been to Australia, don't even want to go there. Isn't it weird? Who cares? You know, we're going to be in Dubai soon. You know, I'll have a business in Dubai, whether I like it or not. Somebody in this room will go and get a business in Dubai. They'll know somebody who's in Dubai. I mean, does anyone know anybody who knows somebody in Dubai? That's interesting. Ka-ching. Cheers, guys. Do you see what I mean? And the only difference between me and you is time. And going through having the courage, yeah, to look at myself and say, hey, I can change. I don't do neg me. You know, people do neg. I don't do neg. I don't do Hollywood and don't do neg. I do like my shirt. But I like these sort of shirts because they're nice and cool. But I don't do Hollywood and I don't do neg. Keep yourself humble. When you start making good money in this business, guess what? Keep yourself humble, because that's where people can relate to you. You start going on Hollywood and this, that, and the other. Hey, there's nothing wrong with having new boobs and a Range Rover. There's nothing wrong with that, because that's what enhances your life. And it's a great tool in the business. But always keep yourself on level, because some of you are going to make a lot of money in this room. I sort of know a few people. I can relate to a few people, because I just know what they're putting in. And when I started, I put everything in. Everything in. I was cutting hair. And then at night, I'd be going out doing the business. Seriously. And it came to the point where I got a £5,000 check in 1 month. And I looked at it and I thought, I'm never going to cut hair for the rest of my life. I hated it. I hated touching people's heads. You know what I mean? Here's another one. You know? Yeah. There you go. Enough is enough. Yeah. We come to that stage, like Dan says, you know, you come to the enough is enough. Well, guess what? Tonight, somebody has taken something away from you. You can never say, I've never had the opportunity, or I've never had the chance to change other people's lives, which will in turn change my life and my family's life. My life will never be the same. If I sit on the toilet, I'll make over £500,000 and more. Seriously. I would never have said that 26 years ago. But I can stand up here with my hand on my heart, live on Facebook, yo, Simon Bowler. You know what I mean? Cybo. Jay Martin. But you know where I'm coming from, guys, yeah? I can smile and laugh now, but I look around right now, and there's some people will leave. You'll be so close to getting success. You'll be so close to talking to that next person who goes, oh, that sounds interesting. They're like Dan and Harriet. Can you imagine if you had Dan and Harriet in your business? But, you know, Dan and Harriet's are out there. That's what I'm saying, yeah? But they made a decision to change their lives. You know, I mean, Dan has grown so much in front of our eyes. He's now become a massive leader. Yeah. You know, there's nearly 50 people in this room. We started with, what, 3 or 4? We always put out too many chairs. It was horrible. There'd be holes everywhere, you know what I mean? But that's the story. You know, my story now is what you see, yeah? You know, I'm very fortunate. You know, I'm able to look after all my kids, which is great. I'm secure with my kids. Their lives will never be the same through this opportunity. And that will happen with you as well. You will change your family's life. And that was my goal. The reason why I came into this business, and you probably know, because you know my daughter, you know, there are different things like how people change their lives, yeah. And it's not all about dinero. The dinero helps, like Christine said, it pays the bills. But when somebody comes up to you and goes, "Wow, Alex," like somebody said earlier, you know, it's the first debt-free Christmas I've had. I've been able to get the kids and take them on holiday. You know, I mean, it's nuts, some of the stories you hear. And if you're in Bournemouth for this convention, not only will, if Christine Lever has stimulated you a little bit, it will blow your socks off. It really will, because you'll see people who came from nothing. I mean, Cassie Ann, who she was talking about, who lost 7.5 stone, she had £5 in her pocket. She lives in a static caravan. Had a kid on the way to PMD. Hello. Guys, hello. We're nothing. These women are so powerful. And it's their why. They are going to make something happen. This is only a vehicle, right? This is only a vehicle, being in the right place at the right time with the right product. That's all it is, being in the right place, in the right time with the right product and the right company. The company is just insane how they look after us. And you'll see it, okay? So thanks for coming. If we can be of any help afterwards, a lot of us have all been mingling in the bar for a while. Just pull it back a little bit further, that bit of paper. Just pull it back a little bit further and have a little gander. If it ain't for you, that's fine, but you'll know somebody who it is for. And the product is for everybody.
Yeah, that's it, guys. Yeah. So, thanks again for everybody for coming. Thanks to everybody that got out tonight and spoke. I think the one thing that you can tell is that this really is for kind of everybody. It's just, guys, off the back of this again, as we said, if we've got any questions or anything like that, everybody's going to be hanging around. People will be in the bar and things like that. Don't be sure.
Good. Let's go. Let's go to the bar and have a drink, now. Nice one. Great meeting. Great meeting. Yeah, great meeting. Just banging. Top chip. Yeah. You were good, mate. Got to carry it.